Performance and efficiency are king and queen when it comes to PC fans and should always be the main consideration. But it doesn't hurt to consider style, either. Naturally, RGB fans shouldn't sacrifice performance for looks, since those flashy colors don't help much if your PC is running too hot. We've gathered the best RGB case fans that not only add some serious flair to your rig, but perform as well as they look. Number 1. Corsair LL120 RGB fan. It's not every day you find a great set of RGB fans that have so few weaknesses. The Corsair LL120 is firing on all cylinders, combining great performance with style. Speaking of its aesthetics, the Corsair LL120 utilizes RGB, allowing you to change the colors of all 16 LEDs individually. However, it goes a step further by also including Corsair's Lighting Node Pro. Together with its straightforward EQ software, you'll be able to create dynamic RGB lighting with just a few clicks without taking up valuable headers on your motherboard. Of course, the Corsair LL120 isn't all about style. Even with a fan at the back and one at the front, the LL120 doesn't break a sweat moving air through your case, especially when you rev them up to 2200 RPM. More importantly, you'll barely hear them operating your rig at normal loads. Corsair knocked it out of the park with the LL120 RGB fans. Great airflow performance, easy-to-use software, and dynamic colors and effects wrapped into a 120mm fan. Number 2. ANTK 120mm RGB fan. When you're on a tight budget, you tend to cut corners, but you really can't afford to do that with case fans. Luckily, the ANTK Prism 120mm RGB case fans are not only reasonably priced, but they look fantastic, and you can rest easy knowing your PC is nice and cool. For starters, the ANTK Prism 120mm RGB case fans include 18 addressable LEDs per fan case, split between 2 rings. You can access millions of colors, but the best part is the ability to synchronize the RGB lighting with top motherboard brands like ASUS, MSI, and Gigabyte. Colors aren't the only aspect you can adjust. The ANTK Prism 120mm RGB case fans also come packaged with a fan controller, which you can use to adjust the fan speed between 500 and 2000 RPM. Given the added fan bearings, they're surprisingly fast, quiet, and durable. Reliable and affordable, the ANTK Prism 120mm RGB case fans are the ideal solution for a tight budget. You get the benefit of good airflow and software compatibility without sacrificing style. Number 3. ASUS TUF Gaming TF120. The ASUS TUF Gaming TF120 RGB fan is a great choice for those who favor design but still need a high-performance case fan in key locations. You even get the benefit of a double-layer LED array that creates richer RGB colors. With a maximum speed of 1900 RPM, the ASUS TUF Gaming TF120 RGB fan is quite fast, and it has a high airflow rating. Given its performance, the TF120 can not only be used to pass cool air through your rig but is also powerful enough to help cool AIO radiators. It helps you avoid having to mix different fan types. The one aspect that matches the performance of the ASUS TUF Gaming TF120 RGB fan is its durability. ASUS added advanced fluid dynamic bearings to improve its longevity, as well as anti-vibration pads to further dampen the sound. Number 4. Cooler Master Fan MF120R. If your PC is liquid cooled, you can't just use any old case fan to cool the radiator. Even if it's fast, speed is not necessarily the problem, it's static pressure. To ensure your AIO is kept cool, the Cooler Master Fan MF120R is a fantastic companion. While the Cooler Master Fan MF120R works just fine as a case fan, they're most at home attached to a radiator. Its combination of higher static pressure and airflow is exactly what you need to push or pull any heat that's diffused from the radiator. And if you decide you want one for the case, you can still push the fans to 2000 APM. Another handy feature of the Cooler Master Fan MF120R is that it plays well with a wide variety of RGB software, like ASUS Aura, ASRock RGB, Gigabyte RGB Fusion, and MSI RGB. Number 5. Thermaltake Pure 12. If you're pushing your rig to its limits, you'll quickly notice how loud your fans can get. It's bearable, but if you're someone who can't stand the whirring, the Thermaltake Pure 12 RGB fan is right up your alley. To understand just how quiet the Thermaltake Pure 12 RGB fan is, it wields a maximum RPM of 1556.45 CFM airflow rating. All things considered, that's quite respectable, but when you start putting your PC through its paces, you'll notice it never rises above a whisper. What's equally impressive is just the number of options the Thermaltake Pure 12 RGB fan offers. You can opt for 140mm or 200mm if you need the extra airflow performance for, say, a radiator, while still maintaining its quiet operation.